Good morning, everyone. Our topic is all about global demography and migration. Demography is the statistical study of human population. Demography examines the size, structure, and movements of population over space and time. Migration is a situation in which people to live in foreign countries, especially in order to find work. Most global migration is from developing countries to developed ones. Identify the effect of aging and overpopulation. The impact of population aging is enormous and multifaceted, deteriorating fiscal balance, change in patterns of saving and investment, shortage in labor supply, lack of adequate welfare system, particularly in developing economies, a possible decline in productivity and economic growth and effectiveness. That's all. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Siglandi Grace de Villarmia and my topic is demographic transition. Demographic transition is a phenomenon that considers the minimal economic, technological, and social factors that influence the size and growth of populations to other societies with advancement in these areas. It is described as a change from a situation of high fertility and high mortality to one of low fertility and low mortality. In the Philippines, the demographic transition is at a stage where mortality is relatively low but fertility remains high. There are three factors of demographic transition: the conflict, ecological factors, and economic factors. Conflict is a factor in which people move for personal safety and security, like what happened in Rohingya crisis in Myanmar in the wake of violence and ethnic cleansing, where nearly 75% of the country's Muslim population moved to neighbor country in Bangladesh for their safety and security. Ecological factors causing people to move to avoid aftermath or natural or manufactured disasters. This happens when people suffer or experience flood, earthquakes, and other disasters, which becomes the reason for them to move in other places or countries to avoid disasters. Economic factors causing people to move for improved financial or employment opportunities. This happens when people experience financial problems or being jobless in the place they lived in and found a job or opportunities in the other places or countries that will be the reason for them to move to improve their living. Stages of demographic transition: pre-industrial stage, stable population with high death rates due to low living standards and high birth rates which compensate for deaths. The economy is based on subsistence farming, hunting, gathering, and basic small-scale household production. In this stage, the population is stable with both high birth rates and high death rates. The death rates are high because there is increased disease, minimal medical care, poor sanitation, and limited food supplies. People tend to produce more offspring to try to compensate for the mortality. In this stage, there is zero population growth. Transitional stage. Population increases due to high birth rates and declining death rates due to the standard living improvements. Division of labor and some artisan industry emerge with little complex machinery use. In this stage, the human population begins to increase due to high birth rates and declining death rates. The death rates are decreasing because as a country transitions into an industrial country, there are improvements in the economy and social conditions. These changes lead to control the diseases, the production of more food, better jobs, and improved medical care and sanitation. As the death rates decreases, the birth rates remain high because people are still accustomed to producing more children, and during this stage, they have more foods and resources that support larger families. As a result of declining death rates and high birth rates, the human population will increase at a rapid pace. Industrial stage. Population birth rates are declining, but the population increases due to low death rates and social technical advances. economic division of labor, and use of increasingly complex machinery spreads, and a professional class emerges. Increasing population with declining birth rates and low death rates. In this stage, the death rates remain stable and low due to continuation of the economic and social changes that improve the standard of living during the transitional stage. The birth rates begin to decline for many reasons, like people realize that they no longer have to produce large numbers of offspring because the offspring they do produce have a higher chance of surviving to adulthood. And many people also start to prefer small families where they can concentrate more resources on less people and increase overall livelihood. Post-industrial stage. Population self-determines low numbers of children, while individual productivity has reduced the need for more people, and children are now expensive to educate and maintain. Technological and social advances continue to decrease mortality rates and increase longevity. In this stage, the population growth begins to level off because the crude birth rates have reduced to closely follow the crude death rates, and the human population stabilizes due to low birth rates and death rates.
Sir, my name is Caitlin M. Tumangon, BTLARA 1A student, the third and fourth reporter. Lesson 3, Module 5, the Global Demography and Migration. So, discuss the effect of global migration of economic and well-being of state. Migration boosts the working age of population. Migrants arrive with skills and contribute to technological progress. Understanding these impacts are important. Our societies are to usefully debate the role of migration. When we say migration, global migration is not growing of numbers of people more within countries and across borders looking for the better employment opportunities and better lifestyle. So for example of global migration is may auntie ako na nagtatrabaho sa ibang bansa. So dahil sa ganda ng opportunity or sa ganda ng pamumuhay nito, kuha siya ng citizenship upang doon na manirahan. So, doon sa part na yon is nasasabi natin nagmamigrate siya sa ibang bansa. So, dahil sa pagkuha niya ng citizenship, pwede niyang dalhin yung pamilya niya doon sa abroad para doon na manirahan. Kasi nakikita niyang mas maganda yung pamumuhay doon. So, we can call that a migration, change one place to another. So, I already explained what is migration. So, migration is change one place to another. So why migration effect to our economy? So, like dun sa example ko. So, maraming mga tao, mga professional na mga tao na nagtatrabaho sa abroad kasi mas nakikita nilang mas malaki yung opportunity doon or mas makikita nilang mas magaganda yung sweldo or malalaki yung mga sweldo nakikita nila. So, dahil sa mga tao or sa mga taong nagtatrabaho or migrate sa ibang bansa is malaki tong kawalan para sa atin. Like, parehas sa tita ko. Sa tita ko or sa auntie ko na migrate sa abroad. Sa mga katulad yung nagma-migrate sa ibang bansa, malaki itong kawalan sa atin kasi they no longer pay taxes or help in our community. So far these days, there's a lot of people migrate and get citizenship to other places like Canada, Australia, Korea, Japan, China, and etc. And counted na yung mga taong nakapangasawa ng mga foreigner or sa ibang bansa. So, sa atin, malaki tong kawalan malaki silang kawalan sa ating bansa, sa ating economy dito sa Pilipinas. Recognize the reason for the migration of people. So, people migrate for many reasons. So, of course, we have individual reason why we all migrate. So, there are three types of reason why people migrate: social migration, political migration, and environmental cause of migration. So in we will start in social migration. So social migration, moving somewhere for a better quality of life or to be closer to family and friends. So social migration, just like my aunt. So ay example, my aunt is gusto niya mapadali yung buhay niya doon. Gusto niyang kumuha ng citizenship at ililipat yung mga pamilya na sa ibang bansa. So, that's the one reason, or dahil sa gusto niya ng mga, dahil sa opportunity or sa laki ng opportunity na nakuha niya, gusto niya kumuha ng citizenship at ililipat yung pamilya niya doon. So, that's the one reason why people migrate. So, sa ibang rason, so that's one of the reason why people migrate. So, sa ibang rason, mayroon tayong mga magandang pamumuhay naman dito sa Pilipinas. Pero kung saan ang alam nilang malaki ang opportunity or saan mas alam nilang giginhawa sila is yun, mas pipiliin nilang maghanap or mas pipiliin nilang umabroad o lumabas ng ibang bansa para doon magtrabaho at makapabuhay. For example is, ang pagiging midwife dito sa atin is, masasabi ko, for example lang na yung sweldo nila is 18 to 20,000. So, sa ibang bansa is, umaabot ng 89,000 per month. So, sa tita ko is mas pinili niyan doon magtrabaho kasi mas malaki ang opportunity doon na mayroon doon. So, mas pipiliin nilang mag-migrate sa ibang bansa. Kasi, so they choose kung saan na giginawa yung buhay nila. Kung saan that they can provide what they wanted. So now, we will proceed to the political migration. So, political migration is moving to escape a political persecution or war. So, for example, sa nangyari sa Marawi, so that was example of in political migration. So, dahil sa nangyari sa Marawi, so nagkaroon ng war, it's because of the conflict. So, isa sa mga reason bakit there was a war in Marawi. So, marami taong taga Marawi na nag-migrate to another place. Like for example, may nag-migrate na taga Marawi papuntang Nay, Caraga, or Inte. Mayroon nag-migrate sa Davao, Mati, or dun sa Caraga. That's one of example the reason why people migrate. So now, the last topic is environmental causes of migration. So, environmental causes of migration include a natural disaster such as flooding, others more to escape a conflict, terrorism, or human rights. Still others more are response to the adverse effects of climate change, natural disaster, or other environmental factors. So So, for example of the cause of natural disaster, so example yung huling bagyong Pablo. So, dati yung mga kapitbahay namin is maliit lang. Pero ngayon, dahil sa nangyari o dahil sa bagyo, marami na nag-migrate ng mga tao dun sa amin o marami na ngayon kami kapitbahay dahil sa mga they migrate because of bagyo. Marami ng mga taga-ibang lugar na lumipat dun sa amin kasi nawala na sila ng panghanap buhay sa dati nilang tinitirahan. So they migrate because of the bagyo. So nag-migrate sila. So sa lugar namin, maraming nag-migrate sa kanila, especially yung Magandaganga, Katiel. Dahil dun sa dahil sa nangyari, dahil sa bagyo, they migrate to other places. They find the opportunity that they can live or they can provide food for their lifestyle, for their future lifestyle. So another example is landslide. So there's a lot of people that affected of landslide. So the main reason why they migrate is because of the happen of landslide. They migrate to other places that they can see that they're safe. Find opportunity or job that they can feed their family. That's all for the topic.